Hi, my name is Gillian Johnson. I'm from San Diego.
Do you have like an inspirational quote that keeps you going through the day or a quote you want to be remembered by? You can go either or for that.
Yeah. I think a quote that really either inspires me or keeps me going. I heard it on a podcast. I believe it was "May compassion light the path you are on, and courage keep you on it." And I felt that that really resonated with me, especially when obviously referring to mental health, but in general, it just feels very hopeful.
Okay, so can you explain the title of your cause, what's it about, and just like kind of give like a general overview of what you're doing, please?
Perfect. So, I currently run and I founded a organization called Recovery Meetups, and we are based in California, where I live, but our programming is virtual, so it can be done anywhere. And we were founded in 2021, and our mission is really to sort of expand the amount of support and access to education and resources that is available for teens who are struggling with disordered eating or eating disorders. And that can look like, one of our primary ways of doing that is through our meetups. So, virtual programming and, online sort of not lecture style, but sort of online sort of workshops together with teens, sort of all in cohort trying to improve their coping mechanisms and their skills and things like that. And obviously, of course, Instagram advocacy and things like that helps within our mission as well.
That's really cool. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
what was the moment that made you want to start your group?
Yeah. Yeah, I love answering this question. It's ties back to me personally. I struggled with anorexia for about 2 or 3 years. And during that time, I believe it was in the summer of 2021, I was sort of I was put into a partial hospitalization program. And so I received this sort of more intensive form of treatment for my eating disorder within a facility. And so through that, it was a really eye-opening experience. Obviously, having the privilege to be able to receive that treatment is one thing. But while I was going through that, I realized that there are a lot of structural barriers that prevents, teens from getting help, as well as social barriers as well. It's not as commonly, promoted, or sort of the intuitive eating principles or mindset is not very common even outside of, social media and those, sources that we commonly think that are sort of contributing to, or at least, helping with body image issues and things like that. And so it was really apparent to me that I wanted to create a space and a sort of outlet for teens to sort of use that same sort of fiery passion that we have for other social justice issues, and turn it towards like mental health and improving your own recovery journey. And so that was really important for me. And of course, as well, learning about the structural barriers that prevent other people from getting help or getting medication or diagnosis. It was really moving to me, and I felt really grateful for being able to receive treatment, and I wanted to do something with that.
Yeah, no, thank you for that answer. Like, I'm sorry you had to struggle with that, but like, I'm glad you're finding a way to make good out of it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's interesting too because it's it's funny. We'll probably talk about this later, but leading something like this while also going through treatment and experiencing different types of eating disorders, it's weird. It's weird, but I'm glad I could do something.
What was the first step you made to start your group?
Yeah, so one of the first steps that I took in forming recovery meetups, uh, I found a program that was through my school called the Social Innovators Program, and it was hosted by the University of Pennsylvania. And I really wanted a scholarship to be able to attend this program. So it's focusing on sort of connecting entrepreneurship and social change. And so I was really sort of passionate about that and knew I wanted to do the program, not exactly knowing I would form recovery meetups yet, but I sort of campaigned my parents for sort of letting me apply to scholarships for it. And I interviewed with the program as well in order for me to be able to attend. And so through that I don't know, a couple month program, I was able to develop sort of the idea for it, survey some trial groups, and develop sort of the exact audience that I wanted to target with recovery meetups.
All right, so where do you see your journey going next?
Yeah. So currently I'm a freshman at George Washington University. And so I'll be going off to DC in the fall. And so that's really exciting. Currently we are also incorporating as a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization. So once we get that off and rolling, we're looking at applying for more grants, being able to get more funding, to sort of expand the either team members we have, and the sort of panel of people we have working for us, as well as, always updating sort of our, our Instagram and our social media and our websites and things like that. So we're constantly, moving forward, and hopefully we'll be able to sort of expand the way that we see some of our programming. We're really sort of trying to ease into an area where we have more participants, and more regular participants as well. And so that's all sort of what we're focusing on. It's all on our mind. And sort of especially theming our program around, different changes in, our lifestyles. It's very easier to sort of connect with a younger audience, not younger, but you know what I mean, a teen audience, sort of our audience, our generation, sort of framing it around the like collective things that we go through. So, seasons of change, starting new schools, starting a new job or what have you. It's all sort of part of the things that we factor into our curricula.
What is something you're proud of?
Yeah, I think for right now with where I'm at, I think I'm proud of my small wins. At the end of the day, when I look over my list and I see, oh, you did this today, or you went on a walk today, or I don't know, you clean your room, or you answered that email or something like that. That's very, that helps me. It helps me sort of reframe and, believe in myself that I have that ability to grow, that I'm not a lost cause, that I'm not, hopeless, or I'm not these things that my eating disorder is telling me. Because that's another thing too that I think we don't talk about as well, is the eating disorder is there to serve a purpose. Um, you know, and it's very destructive, right? So, these things that you tell yourself like, "Oh, I'm horrible," or, "Oh, I need to hide," or, "Oh, I hate when I do this," or, "Why can't I do this right?" It's sort of like those messages and that we're fed essentially from the eating disorders. It helps us, or it helps us, um, be lured into the eating disorder again. It convinces us to restrict, or it convinces us to binge again. And it sort of frames you as a person as like this hopeless thing, out there alone. And so I think reframing those, you know, that perspective as like a, see, look at, I'm not, I'm worthy of love, I'm worthy of celebration, I'm worthy of dignity, all of these things. For me, that's just like a step by step everyday thing. So I'm very proud of that. And I'm proud that I'm able to, have a platform and share that with people, as a means, help them themselves or remind them of the truth that they are worthy of celebration, of pride, of dignity. Yeah.